Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Money Mike, and we will be crowning a new World Heavyweight Champion at Night of Champions on Saturday, May 27th, with this shiny new belt that Triple H showed off last night on Monday Night Raw. And I gotta say, I like the belt, except for that big old WWE logo in the middle of it. It's a great looking belt. But I get it, you have to sell the brand WWE, but come on, you could have made it at least smaller or something. I don't know. It just kind of throws the belt off, but it does look good. Now, for those who haven't watched Raw, you're probably wondering, wait, what about Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns is still going to be the undisputed Universal Champion for whatever show he gets drafted to, as the WWE draft is starting Friday on SmackDown. And that means whatever brand Roman gets drafted to, he is going to be the undisputed Universal Champion for that brand. That will be that brand World Championship, while the World Heavyweight Championship, will be the other brand's world title. And now the question becomes, who is going to win this championship at Night of Champions? And so I compiled a list of six superstars here, and just to kind of throw them out to see, hey, who could win it? Who could start off this new era of WWE with the new World Heavyweight Champion on the right foot? But before I get going, hit that like and subscribe button today, and I will be here talking wrestling news, AEW, WWE, so forth. So let's get into it and start off with the Judgment Day leader, Finn Balor. Finn Balor, he's never really gotten his fair share on the main roster. I know Vince is technically still in charge. He's working with Triple H, but I still don't think that should be a worry yet. I'm still not too concerned about it. I'm still giving it time. But with Finn Balor being a Triple H guy, I do think that Finn Balor could be a candidate to win this new World Heavyweight Championship. Finn Balor has never gotten a proper world title run. I don't think he is well deserving of it. And it would lend more credibility to the Judgment Day after Rhea Ripley won the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And moving right along, let's go to Sheamus. I think a lot of fans are enjoying this current run with Sheamus. He's putting on great matches. And it's been a while since he's been the world champion. And I think a lot of people would like current Sheamus to have another run. And who wouldn't want banger after banger after banger world championship matches on premium live events? That's what you want. And Sheamus is a guy that can give you that. Also, you could build some storylines with down the line with Butch, maybe Ridge Holland, where they could turn on Sheamus and go after him if he has that title. Or perhaps one idea here is Sheamus's new partner, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, he's been stagnant on the main roster, and it's kind of been like meh. Like they're not really doing anything with him. He's just there. He was in War Games with the Bloodline. He was part of that great Intercontinental Championship triple threat match. But before all that, it was just kind of one of those things where he really wasn't doing anything, and that's partially because of Roman Reigns having both championships. So the guys on this list here basically are all people, I mean, I could pretty much say everybody on the roster was impacted by Roman having both titles, but I think during the time that this past year Roman's had both titles, you could make an argument for any one of these guys on this list that I'm going to name that could have been world champion during this year period that Roman has had both titles. And Drew McIntyre, he's a free agent coming up, apparently. And WWE, hey, Drew. So, here's a new contract. Guaranteed World Championship, new shiny belt. Now, please sign here. Could easily be something that Drew can negotiate and say, hey, give me another world title run. But I'd like to see Drew turn heel by winning the title, kind of the Daniel Bryan route, where Drew just gets frustrated of everything taken away from him, and now, with COVID taking away the fans, the bloodline getting in the way of beating Roman, Gunther, beating him at WrestleMania. I would like to see Drew turn heel in a Daniel Bryan way where Drew just snaps. He's tired of everything being taken away from him. Now he's taken back what he believes is his. And speaking of the other superstar in this that was on top in 2020, Bobby Lashley. Now again, you could say the booking for Bobby has been stagnant for Drew McIntyre. The booking for Bobby basically since he left Hurt Business hasn't really been that good. I mean, he's been the U.S. champion, and sure, he won the Andre Battle Royal, but again, his match at WrestleMania got canceled. I mean, apparently he can get any triple threat matches for the U.S. Championship, but he can't get granted a WrestleMania match. So Bobby is another one where you could fix by giving him this new championship, and much like with Drew McIntyre, you could do this in a way by reforming the Hurt Business and having Omos, Cedric, Shelton help Bobby win this new World Championship and reform the Hurt Business in the process and fix his booking. One guy that had his segment cut on the Raw after Mania and definitely deserved better than facing Logan Paul was Seth frickin' Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins, to me, I think he's definitely one that could have been world champion at any point this past year. I think you could have easily had Seth beat Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble over a year ago. He was the first NXT champion, so maybe he could win here. Maybe you could run it back. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor to crown the new World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe Judgment Day gets involved, helps Finn beat Seth. Or Seth wins due to the Latino World Order and Rey Mysterio getting involved. Whatever the case may be. But you could run it back kind of, the way Seth and Finn had their match to determine the first Universal Champion. But Seth Rollins, definitely, a lot of these guys, and I just kind of realized I can pretty much say the same thing for everybody on this list that has been impacted by Roman Reigns having both titles. And I think Seth Rollins is definitely one that needs a world championship. Don't put him in no more celebrity matches. He's in his prime, no pun intended, and he deserves better booking. So I think if you're looking for a new world champion to start this off right, I think Seth Rollins is the right guy here. Unless you're doing Drew McIntyre or Finn Balor or Bobby Lashley, or perhaps the last guy on this list, main event, Jey Uso. Now hear me out. We see what's going on Raw and SmackDown. Sami Zayn says, Jey, listen, I can still help you. I can still help you get out of the bloodline. Jey says, hey, bro, I don't care. You have to worry about Kevin Owens turning on you. Like, there's still something that WWE is doing and brewing with Jey Uso. There's something there. Is it going to be beating Roman Reigns? Is he going to beat Roman Reigns and not Cody Rhodes? You know, this whole thing started with the bloodline with Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. So could this be a coming of a full circle moment where Jey dethrones Roman Reigns, or could Jey win this new world championship? Or could it play into Roman Reigns and Jey Uso facing off again and starting off a singles run for Jey Uso while ascending him to the main event? You have Roman Reigns cost Jey Uso the match to, say, Seth Rollins, and Roman can say, hey, look, I'm the undisputed champion, universal champion. There's only one head of the table, that's me. He's afraid of Jey taking his spot, blah, blah. You know, you could do whatever, and then you build that to Jey and Roman in some way, or you could just have Jey outright win, and then the bloodline holds all the world championships, and we're still stuck where we are now. But I do believe there is something still brewing with Jey Uso, and I think now that we have a new world championship, I think this opens up the door for Jey Uso, for WWE to go tell us this, to finally tell the story of Jey Uso and his climb to the top as a single star, whether he dethrones Roman Reigns, whether he wins this new world championship. But it could be a great story that the fans could definitely get behind. But let me know in the comments below, who do you want to see win this new World Heavyweight Championship? Comment below. And yes, I left off Cody Rhodes. As I said in the beginning, it's pretty much would be a makeup for him. I left off Gunther. I left off a couple big names, but I feel like I dwindled down the list to pretty much who I think will win it at Night of Champions. But if I miss anybody, comment below. Let me know who you think will win the new World Heavyweight Championship at Night of Champions. I've been your host, Money Mike, and I'll be back with more wrestling news later this week.